So the next story, and this is...
Go on.
Oh, this is a big story, of course. The MeToo movement.
Oh.
As we know, which was appropriated by Rose McGowan, who blocked me on Twitter, and Asia Argento, who took it from a movement that had genuine meaning to one where there was just two shrieky women that complained about not going to the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure terrible things happen. So I don't want to go over that, but how they've handled themselves has been atrocious.
Telling people off for wearing the wrong clothes.
Exactly.
And shit like,
and didn't Rose McGowan say it should be a scorched earth policy on abusers?
Oh,
no
yeah.
quarter given. If they're using their power to get people into bed, plying them with booze, if they're underage, you go 100% go at them, just like she didn't with the Jeepers Creepers guy.
Listen and believe, Hayden.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
That's it. Believe all victims. Believe the victim, not the person that's accused. She's been very, very clear on this right up until today, when it came out about Asia Argento allegedly abusing a 17-year-old boy. And it is abuse because it's the age of consent is 18 over there. Now, apparently, allegedly, she plied him with alcohol.
I'm not saying allegedly, man, because I'm listening and believing.
You're listening and believing.
I'm listening and believing.
Well, God, tell me that's what Rose said, isn't it? So
yeah.
She plied him with alcohol and then did sucketh up on his man route.
Yeah.
Now,
that poor child.
I know. See, the problem is, when you mentioned this last night, it's 100% true. When you're a bloke, you think, go on, son.
Oh, mate. Yeah, yeah.
Not only did he get his cock sucked by Asia Argento, he got $380,000 to be quiet about it.
Well, it's not even that, because the technicality is he's not allowed. They're not allowed to buy him off because he was a minor. Yeah. So she spent $380,000 on the copyright for a selfie they took in bed together. And he's not allowed to sue for damages. He's not allowed to sue for money.
Right.
So there's a weird technicality because he was a child when she raped him.
But now the police are sniffing around. Yeah. And now Rose stepped out saying, we must be gentle.
Oh, yeah.
So apparently the scorched earth policy is not for Asia Argento. It's just for other people that Rose McGowan doesn't like. And... it's just, it beggars belief that the pure vile hypocrisy of it. So Asia Argento has come out swinging, fighting, saying, no, you've got it all wrong. Okay? I'm going to read her statement. It's a few paragraphs, so bear with me, but it's all good stuff. And this is how she explains away being accused of sexually abusing a minor and giving him $380,000. And it's not copyright, so you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Here's an article. First of all, she opens, I can't do her accent. I strongly deny and oppose the contents of the New York Times article dated 20th of August 2018, as circulated also in national and international news. I am deeply shocked and hurt by having read news that is absolutely false. I have never had any sexual relationship with Bennett. That's his name. His name's Jimmy Bennett. I was linked to him during several years by friendship only, which ended when, subsequent to my exposure in the Weinstein case, Bennett, who was then undergoing severe economic problems and who had previously undertaken legal actions against his own family requesting millions in damages, unexpectedly made an exorbitant request of money from me. So out of nowhere,
Out
of nowhere, he said, I'd like some money. Bennett knew my boyfriend, Anthony Bourdain, the late Anthony Bourdain, was a man of great perceived wealth and had his own reputation as a beloved figure to protect. Anthony insisted the matter be handled privately, as you do. Yeah. When someone comes to you and says, I just want a load of money, I'm going to accuse you of something, go, yeah, no problem. And anyway, we can digress at the end, can't we? Anthony insisted the matter be handled privately, and this was also what Bennett wanted. Anthony was afraid of the possible negative publicity that such person, whom he considered dangerous, this 17-year-old boy, could have brought upon us. We decided to deal compassionately with Bennett's demand for help and give it to him. Anthony personally undertook to help Bennett economically, upon the condition that we would no longer suffer any further intrusions into our life. Seems legit. This is now, the English goes to pot a bit here. This is therefore the umpteenth development of a sequence of events that brings me great sadness and that constitutes a long-standing persecution. I have therefore no other choice but to oppose such false allegations and will assume in the short term all necessary initiatives for my protection before all competent venues. So, let's just, because it's going to take me a minute to get my head around this.
Oh, yeah.
A man's caught saying, if you don't give me money, I'm going to tell everyone you slept with me.
Yeah.
And Anthony Bourdain, the late Anthony Bourdain, who sadly can't back her up on this at the moment.
It's wonderful that he can't defend himself, isn't it?
Said, do you know what, love? We just need to make this go away. Don't fight it. Don't expose him. Don't do scorched earth. Don't get the MeToo on it. Just this man needs help. So I'm going to help him to the tune of $380,000. There you go, young man. I hope everything's all right now. No hard feelings. But I'm struggling.
On the condition that you never intrude our life again.
Never intrude.
Because that's how you always help people, isn't it? When you know someone and they're vulnerable and they're down on the luck, you give them a butt ton of money and tell them to never darken my doorway again.
Don't come here again.
That's how it always
And also,
works.
if someone comes to you saying, if you don't give me money, I'm going to tell a lie about you, how compassionate do you usually feel about those people?
I don't know. I usually wouldn't go to the tune of bordering on $250,000.
I wouldn't go to the tune of
$500,000. Yeah.
$380,000. Now, young Jimmy Bennett, the police want to talk to him. He's going to release a statement. I think this evening, as we record this on the 21st of August, 2018. Pro. I'm very... Obviously, Anthony Bourdain can't comment on this on account of dying.
Yeah.
Committing suicide. And I think she's opening up just more cans of worms about accusations that she didn't treat Anthony Bourdain terribly well.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, if we're going to go the Me Too route on this, there was already eyes on her when he died. There was already people going, well, what was her part in all this, and all that, because there was talk of him breaking up and all this. But if you found out that his darling Miss Argento was a child rapist, and that he had to cop the money for it.
I'm paying for what? I mean, imagine if you had a rich wife and said, listen, I had a little bit of an accident. I might have slept with a young lady who was just a touch too young. Would you give us some money to go away, please? No problem.
And then just wake up the next day. Just
right as paid.
Everything's fine, man.
All paid off and go away. Now, of course, there are a lot of blokes, and you mentioned it's true, are like, go on, that's great, because we think with our dicks. And
you can't help it a little bit.
A few years ago, who wouldn't have wanted Asia Argento involved with your gentleman's areas? It must be marvellous. She looks like the sort who is very good at that sort of thing. But the truth is, he was underage. If this was a 30-odd-year-old film star man plied a 17-year-old girl with drink and had sex with her and then paid her off, we'd all be talking a little differently. Oh, yeah. There wouldn't even be the nuance that we've got right now, would there? No. And a lot of the coverage of it has really played down that side of it, and it's like, the third paragraph or something before it really gets to the fact that it dances around. She raped a child. Yes. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm glad we got there in the end. No, now that we've established that she's a victim and all that. I mean, I've heard a lot of stuff about Asia Argento from people, in the film sort of thing, and none of it I can repeat because I can't verify any of it. But, like Rose McGowan, not the greatest of track records, and you can't judge someone on their peccadillos and misdemeanors in referring to the bad things that have happened to them. It doesn't lessen the fact that if Rose was raped by Weinstein, it doesn't take away that is a dreadful, terrible act. She's capitalised on it magnificently. Oh yeah. Asia Argento dated him for years afterward, apparently the alleged forced cunnilingus. I've always wanted to say that on the radio. It feels very good to say that. It sounds very posh. The forced cunnilingus, which James Whale found hilarious, didn't he, when that woman said orally raped? When the guy went to push his cock in her mouth in the taxi, and James Whale, a radio presenter here in the UK, laughed. But it was on video, and he got sacked. He got the shit sacked out of it.
I laughed because I was not expecting you to say that, and you were looking me dead in the eyes.
Orally raped. Hashtag you're next.
Hashtag you're next. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with this hashtag, man. I mean, what the fuck is this? So many people. It's the loudest, isn't it? It's the loudest bastards that are just standing up. You had that lawyer in New York that was one of the main Me Too guys. Turns out he's a fucking wrong un. And then Rose has been pegged right from the start, hasn't she? I mean,
the minute she blocked me on Twitter,
yeah,
that was it. All because I quoted one of her own interviews to her.
Yeah.
What's the name of the Jeepers Creepers bloke?
Oh, I don't know. I know you mean, though. I
mentioned him on this show a couple of weeks ago. She totally gave him a pass, and he's a nailed-on kiddie fiddler. Nailed on, convicted, admitted, sex offender registry kind of guy.
Victor Salva.
That's it, Victor Salva. Well done, nice.
Yeah.
Gave him a pass saying, well, that's none of my business. But apparently he is now. Scorched earth.
Scorched earth, me too.
But we've got to be gentle with Asia.
Have we?
We've got to be gentle with
Asia Argento. No, because what I've done, they've been saying now for the last couple of years that you need to listen to women and you need to shut up and listen, right? And that's what I've been doing. And I've taken everything in, and what I've learnt so far is that she's a bastard, and she needs ruining. She should never have done this.
Definitely needs her online presence absolutely destroyed.
We don't need to wait for the police. We don't need to wait for proof. That's not how this works anymore, man. Fuck her. She's evil.
No, it's different rules. Rose has spoken. Rose Army.
Oh, is she?
The Rose Army doesn't seem to be rising up quite the same. Obviously, I don't see what Rose posts, but I sometimes see it retweeted and things. But, yeah, the Rose Army doesn't seem to be really rallying behind. There's a few putting up token gestures. Oh, this is just patriarchy, misanthropy.
Oh, okay. You would have thought that raping a child who you met via working together in a film where you were playing their mum.
Yes. No, it's impossible that she did this because she's Asia Argento and she's part of the Me Too movement. It's a lie. It's a lie. This was a young man who made it up, and Asia's boyfriend, who apparently it looked very much like she was cheating on at the time, said, "No, I've got this. I feel sorry for this young man blackmailing you.
Yeah.
For a sexual activity you say didn't happen. I feel very bad for this young man, and I'm going to give him $380,000."
On an entirely unrelated note, it's we still don't know why he killed himself, do we?
No.
We still don't know, and there's not been any clues, any signs.
Wanks or anything like that.
No.
Because that's the usual way they check out, isn't it, these days?
Yeah.
Hanging off the back of a door with a cock in the hand. But
if only there was some huge tragedy that was hanging over his life that we could sort of just pin.
I know, if there was just one.
Say, yeah.
If there was one thing we could say that looked like it was bringing him misery in life,
yeah.
And I'm at a loss.
Something so bad that it would make him forget his responsibility to his own child.
I can't think what that could be.
No. It's a weird one, isn't it? Do you know what, though? We'll never know.
We'll never know. It'll never come out what the main problem in his life was. We'll never discover it, sadly. It's just a good job that his partner of the time is taking care of his legacy and focusing on the positives.
Yeah.
It's very important.
She's a good lady.
She is. She's apart from the raping kids.
Yeah. Well, there is the raping kids that you call your son on the very same day
allegedly.
You do it. Yeah, allegedly.
It's a good word, that.
Allegedly. Well, yeah. I mean, we can.
I know we have to believe the victim. We're told, but I think we are obliged to say allegedly.
I'm just doing what they told me. Man.
I know that you're being a good Me Tooer.
I'm being a good feminist. I'm towing the line.
The no shame fist.
Yeah, the no shame
fist. Should have a bit of shame fist. Should have quite a lot of fucking shame fist that you got your depressed boyfriend to give some kid $380,000 because you illegally sucked his dick.
Yeah.
So maybe a little bit of shame fist.
It's a weird one, this, because just before we move on, when I did look at this, I found it really difficult, as you said before, to not think, and I found it really difficult not to look at the picture of the two of them together and not think with my dick. Me just think, God, 17-year-old me would love that. It'd be great.
Oh,
and
yes.
And he wouldn't even be rapey.
Have you seen her in Land of the Dead? Oh my word.
Yeah. That's
seen her dad though?
What? No, I've not seen
she's not married. Well, obviously she's not married.
Do you know what though? For 380 grand, she could have spent 20 grand on like a European holiday, fucked him every which way she fancied, bragged the whole time.
Everything would have been okay.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Really, 50 grand. Fuck it. Spend 50 grand on a shagging holiday.
Anthony might not have paid for that.
No, well, were they together then? Oh, I don't know. I don't know
She
the
had a few
timeline.
bob, though. She can't be skinned, can she?
No, well, at this point though, do it in France.
Oh.
She's got to make a profit on that. They'd fucking love it. She'll be on the papers.
And Italy, be fine.
They'll be trying to get her elected.
Yeah, so just a few problems with the MeToo movement.
Yeah.
Co-opted by two shrieking harpies from a legitimate movement that actually meant something once upon a time.
Yeah, it's super important. Super fucking important.
It's been killed now. It's been destroyed. It's all about, I mean, what doesn't help is that Harvey Weinstein's lawyers are going, see, she's a hypocrite. It's like, yeah, but he's still a dirty bastard. It doesn't help you. It doesn't take away from the fact that you've been a very bad boy, Harvey Weinstein. You've been a fucking monster. So you can't really go, well, she's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She was one of the main accusers, though, wasn't she?
She is a hypocrite.
She was the big one.
She is a hypocrite, allegedly. But it makes no odds. It makes no odds. She still did what she did. If she did what she did, allegedly, that Anthony Bourdain didn't pay for.
It's almost as if the whole of Hollywood is just disgustingly scummy.
It's almost as if that leftist hole that is Hollywood is disgraceful. They're all fucking kids and all sorts.
Yeah, and using sex as a currency. It's almost as if for the last 100 years sex has been used as a currency.
I can't believe anyone's ever sucked a dick to get ahead in Hollywood.
I know. It's crazy, man. Crazy.
That big we were mentioning.